Alright, today we're going to take a look at a really cool tool called Picture Book Maker, and it's by Artisan Cam, which also does my Super Action Hero Maker as well. But to work with these, they're pretty much the same. So I'm going to show you this one, which is Picture Book Maker, and it lets you create your own children's book. It's great for kids of all ages. What I'm going to do is start over here by going to Enter on the bottom of the page, and we'll take you through a little bit of how this works. So it's very simplistic. You start off with your page. I have limited backgrounds over here, and the fact that it's limited is kind of nice, because you can make the kids actually use the focus be on writing as opposed to finding the perfect clip art and graphics. So we have a forest, we have mountains, we have a little town scene, we have like an ice skating rink or pond or whatever this scene is, I haven't quite figured it out, and a couple of solid colors. So I'm going to stick with the forest motif. I'm going to click on that one time, and I'm going to go over here now to my character. I have penguin, I have monkey, giraffe, and like a warthog, piggy type thing. So I'm going to go with a giraffe for today. Click on the giraffe once, and I'm just going to click once on the page. Now notice when I clicked him, you'll see on the left-hand side you'll have scale, and on the right-hand side you'll have action. The scale obviously is sizing, so I can click on it till I get it to an appropriate size, and then replace the item. But action is really neat. Instead of giving you a complex action system where it acts out different things animated-wise, they have different still pictures. So I can click on the arrows and go through the different sets of actions that they have. So I'm going to go over here and let's say we choose this action. I don't know, it kind of looks like he's playing with the rope over there. So looks good. I'm going to keep that where it is. And over here, the last element that I could play with is kind of a clip art for settings. So we have a lot of fences, we have some trees. So I'll put a tree in there. And let's add it right over there. Again, if you want to make it smaller, you can. So maybe I'll put it over there. Okay. Now, of course, the crux of this is really writing. So you can make a lot of picture books, but you could also, of course, have a focus be on text. And what I like about that is the fact that you can give your kids maybe 5 vocab words of the week or some review vocabulary that they can incorporate into their stories. And that's for older kids. For younger kids, you could have them maybe retell the last chapter of one of their favorite stories using these characters, or create an alternative ending to something. So I'm going to click on the tip of the pencil, and I'm going to bring the pencil up where I want the words to appear. I'm going to write, "The giraffe was hungry." Using the corners of the bounding box, I can move it around and kind of place the text where I want. Now that text is a little too big because it's on top of my scenery, so I can scale it on the bottom left, and then of course replace it however I want. All right, so that's looking pretty good. And that's the basics. This is the way you would work on the book. I have pages over here 1 and 2 that are open. If I click on the C, that's the cover. So very simply, I can click on the giraffe. I'm going to make the giraffe cover a little interesting. Let's see if I can, let's see. We're going to place it a little lower. And there you go. So I like that as my cover page. And I'm going to write a cover title. Let's see, The Giraffe. That's pretty unique, right? Okay, so we have The Giraffe over there, and of course kids could add their name and do a whole bunch of other things as well. You have 6 pages, and I like that because the story can be very, very concise, very limited. Of course, if you want to do more, you could always start 2 of these, and we'll show you how they finish up in a little bit. But there is a back cover as well, so you have 6 pages plus a cover and a back cover. Now, if I want to get rid of something, so for instance, let's say I go back to my first and second page just by clicking over here, I want to get rid of the tree. So I can take the tree and very simply just drag it over here to the bottom right rather, where it says bin, and we just throw it into the garbage bin. Really, really easy. Okay. I also could exit over here just by clicking the red X, and it takes us back to the beginning page. But what I want to do, of course, is finish my book. And what I like about this the most is that when you click Finish Book, you'll see it actually opens up like a real storybook that kids can kind of flip through in the same way that they can with Ublisher, which is a site we focused on Edutech TV a little while ago, as well as with Scribed and some other digital content online. Clicking Next Page on the bottom right over here, you'll see it opens up exactly like a storybook would, gives kids that fun feeling of, oh, I've created a real book. They can flip through, of course, all their pages, and it's really, really easy to work with. Now, there is no saving this. You can send it to someone, which means it will be saved that way that they can always go back and review it, but there is no saving to work on it later, so you definitely want to do all of this in a one-shot deal. You can also print it out. And what I like about the printing is that when you choose your printer, so I'm going to say cancel right now, but when you do choose to print, it'll show you folding instructions for how to make this look like a real book, which I think is kind of cool. And kids really like that. It's a nice takeaway if they don't have access to the internet at home, perhaps. So there it is. That's Artisan Cam's Picture Book Maker, and it's a really great tool for writing, for learning in the classroom. Check it out. Picture Book Maker from Artisan Cam.